Welcome to the Full Circle podcast with Julie, Glenn and Phil. You are now tuned in to the Full Circle frequency. Hello and welcome to the Full Circle podcast.
Yes, good evening.
Hello everybody.
We are out on location this evening and as you can see, it's night time. We're a little bit cold.
Windy.
Yeah.
Bit of rain, but not too
It's not
bad.
raining, it stopped. It stopped raining. We just keep getting a few spits now, don't we? But we are out on location in Derbyshire in Eyam or Eyam or
Eyam. Whichever way you fancy pronouncing.
I think the official term is, the official name is Eyam, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we are, as you can see, outside the church in Eyam, and we're out on location for a spot of investigation this evening.
Yeah, and see what we can pick up.
Yeah,
And the energies. this
definitely.
evening.
And the energies already feel quite high, don't they?
Like I said on the way in there, I mean, you take a right turn to drive up the hill to get here. And straight away, when you take that right turn, you feel the energy change
Changes.
instantly. You felt it as well, didn't you,
Yeah,
Julie?
going up the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Very dense. Very dense.
Quite cool as well when we were travelling in the car.
Yeah. We've got a guest with us, a very special guest, one of my long-standing best friends, Carol. Come on in, Carol. Chad. What would you like us to call you tonight? Chad. Come on in,
Come
Carol.
on
We
in,
can't
we
see
can't
you.
see you.
Well, no, I don't want to stand in front of
Come
you.
on, get on camera. Look, you're in. So, Carol, you've been on many spirit investigations over the past, haven't you? We've been on some together, actually.
Yes.
Carol also works as a healer. You're quite intuitive, Carol, so you're in touch with energies yourself as well. So thank you for coming along with
Yeah,
us.
thank you.
Really excited about you being here
Yeah.
tonight. So, yeah. Shall we get cracked on and see what we can...
I think we better, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Catch you all in a moment. Hello. Well, we've just found a nice location behind the church. And in a moment, we're all just going to go round one another and express what we're picking up in terms of our energy. Okay, so we mentioned, didn't we, when we came here, that you felt drawn to this area, didn't you, straight away?
I'm particularly drawn in a minute. I would like to go across. There's something about just under that tree there.
Okay.
It feels like there's a gathering there, just under that tree. One thing I have picked up just around the corner and then round here as well, just the energy of an old, not an old lady, but a bit older than middle-aged.
Yeah.
But with, I want to say, a bonnet, but not like a really old-fashioned bonnet, if that makes... Not one that ties under, but just like a hat bonnet, I suppose. But I feel that she's helping out with something. She's quite busy.
Yeah.
She's quite busy around here. Yeah.
Like guiding and looking over.
I feel like she's in life she would have been pottering about around the churchyard here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a cleaner or something like that, I think.
Yeah. I'm picking up some kind of cough from
Right.
somewhere. I'm not sure.
I'm just getting chills now, not because of the wind, energetic chills. And I heard somebody singing "Come by Arm, my Lord." I know that's relatively modern, isn't it, in terms of hymns? But I was hearing that. But maybe there's a message in that they need to convey, because in one of the lines of the song, someone's crying, "Lord, come by Arm." So I think we've got a bit of rescue work to do here tonight, just based upon that. I'm also sensing some love and peace here, actually.
It does feel quite calm.
Yeah.
There's somebody putting their hands on my shoulders as I speak now. It's a gentleman. He's showing me the age of 64. Quite heavy set hair, quite thick hair to about here, with a natural curl in it as well. He's showing me breeches, but he's wearing like long socks with the breeches. So there's no like bottom part of the trousers, and I can see slip-on shoes, but they had a really heavy buckle on them on the front of them as well. He's giving me a name of Peter, and he's here with his brother John. He's just said, and he says your friend's right. If you make a gathering over in that tree where he was inspired, we will communicate with you further. We've got lots to share with you and tell you if you choose to do that. But he's a lovely guy. I don't know if anybody else is picking up his energy. He's right behind me. He had his hands on my shoulders there.
Nice. I'll have to go across there then. Julie, I think, do you know, with the cough that you're picking up on, that's the way you are coughing.
Yeah, it's like a dry cough. Yeah.
Obviously, we are in Eyam, which is the home, I suppose, the home of the plague, the Black Death in 1666, wasn't it?
Yes, and in fact, when we was walking up here, you both noticed on a schoolyard on the gate there, they had the words a tissue,
ring a roses,
pocket full of
posies, a tissue, we all fall down.
Well, that's supposedly
that's where it
originates
originates
from here,
yeah.
and that's on a school gate of all places. So
I know, yeah.
Yes.
It would have been a children's. It was a children's nursery.
That's
rhyme,
right.
wasn't it?
Yeah, I remember it well, but never realised the relevance until later on.
Because they used the posies, they used the flowers, didn't they? Yeah. Because they used to think that would stop them catching the
Black Death,
the virus.
It's lovely and calm, though. I think if everybody's in agreement, shall we go and check out that location?
Yes, definitely.
You mentioned.
Yeah, we've moved.
We've moved again. Yeah.
And we've switched to night cam, which is. What do you feel up here, Glenn?
I feel quite dizzy, actually. I feel if we were to stand here for well, it's happening now to me. I'm actually swaying from left to right, and it's not because of the breeze or anything. The energies are very strong. We were told earlier when we was down by the church there, behind the church, that if we came to this location, like Phil suggested, that we would be greeted there. There's going to be a lot of information coming through for us. What's everybody else picking up?
Do you know, it's just this area, I felt there's some energies around these. I was just drawn to underneath these trees. Something's happened underneath these trees.
This tree particularly,
yeah.
I'm feeling quite
and
calm.
I don't know
now,
what
really.
it is. I feel children.
I can feel
I feel calmer than I think I ought to do.
Yes, yeah, I
Okay.
think that's how I feel.
I know that sounds a bit off, but if you think about it,
About what happened.
if you think about the history of the place, I feel calmer than I think I ought to, but definitely calm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am feeling my heart chakra expanding. So
Yes.
there's a massive degree of love here.
Yeah. I stopped
it's
coughing as well.
quite beautiful. I've just heard a man's name of Kenneth being mentioned to me. I'm asking him if he would like to communicate with us this evening. And he says, of course I would, me duck. And those are his words. Okay, Kenneth, would you like to share your story with us this evening? I would indeed, lad. Okay, right. Well, where are you located? Are you located in this graveyard? No, I'm just passing by. I was intrigued by your energies, your collective energies. And the reason why I'm intrigued is because you've got all these gadgets and gizmos. There was none of this in my day. Okay, these are the direct words from this gentleman.
Yeah.
So when was your day then, please, sir? Oh, don't call me sir. You make me feel old and important. I'm not important. I'm just an average Joe, as you would call them. So when was your day then? My day was 1955. When I say my day, that was when I kicked the bucket. It was my day to go. However, I'm not from these parts. I am from Derbyshire, though. Okay, can you give me a place in Derbyshire? He's telling me Pentrick. Is it Pentrick? Pentrick.
I don't know.
I'm just hearing that. I'm not sure whether that's Derbyshire, but he's just given me that name.
I can look into that.
This gentleman, I'll try and describe him to you. I would say he's shorter than myself, which would place him about 5'7". small in stature, always grinning, like to wind people up and play pranks on them. Also, he's wearing a cardigan, funnily enough, and it's one of the cardigans that you would get around that time with the leather. It looks like football buttons, 4 buttons on the front there as well. And he's singing the song Heartbeat. Heartbeat, da, 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 he's singing me that. So he's intrigued by what we're doing here. He says there's a lot of onlookers around us in a circle. And he's told me for us to be aware of the heat being generated around us. And if you notice, I mean, there is a breeze, but it feels like there is some sort of shield stopping it from getting us. That makes sense. So
yeah, definitely.
What's everybody else feeling?
Do you know how I just said children?
Yeah.
I feel it's not. I think what I'm picking up on is ghost energy. So actually, like the recording of
Yes.
something.
Okay.
But I just feel this. What I feel is like three girls, and they're playing. All I can think of is like somebody's in church, and while they're in church, these are playing hide and seek.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And but it's like they're playing hide and seek around around these trees here.
So that's what drew you to it. That energy.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very calm. Like I say, there's
Yes.
lots of love, lots of healing here. Carol, what are you picking up?
You've had a good walk round, Carol. Actually, so you must have picked
It's
a few
quite
bits up.
fascinating. There are generations here. I've seen back to 1665 and all the way up to 2001.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So there's absolutely generations here.
Yeah.
So
Have you picked up on any energies while you've been walking round?
people are they're curious. They seem to be curious, standing round as curious.
Yeah.
And I almost feel them saying, "You speak, you speak." You know how you push your kids
Yes.
forward.
Yeah.
You say
Yeah.
it. You say it.
They want a
That sort of thing.
spokesperson.
They want a spokesperson. They're all fascinated, and they want to.
Oh.
And there's definitely someone here.
I've
right
just seen that.
here.
I've literally
I
just
can
seen that out
feel
of the
them.
corner of my eye.
I could put my hand out and touch them. They are here.
Would you understand
bring
why
them
I'm
in.
getting the lady's name of
It's a
Dolly?
lady.
Dolly.
It is a woman, definitely.
Do you know when you said that?
Crinoline,
Just
she's
the
just said.
second before you said that, I saw her then,
Yeah.
just through the corner of my eye,
Yeah.
just stood with a hand on
That's
that
why I
gravestone.
backed off, because she actually wanted to stand. Some unknown reason she wanted to stand between us. I don't really know
Come on
why,
in.
but
Come on in, Dolly.
Shall we ask
Everybody's
Dolly
welcome.
if she'd like to
Yeah.
share a
Would
story?
you like to communicate with us?
Oh, she's in.
Lovely.
yeah.
Can you feel her? She's right there.
Dolly, it's lovely of you to join us this evening. Thank you for taking that brave step in order to communicate with us. We'll just explain to you who we are. My name's Glenn,
I'm Julie.
And Phil.
Chad.
and we mean you no harm whatsoever. We come in love, light, peace, truth and harmony and respect, and we're here filming and recording an episode, and because we're intrigued, we know our viewers and listeners are intrigued. So would you like to share your story with us in your connection to this place? Okay, she's just saying, I would.
Just heard a noise.
She's
there.
very quiet.
Oh.
Quietly spoken. She says, I would, my dear. But my dear husband permits me from doing so.
Right, okay, no problem.
Her voice is shaking as she's trying to come through. Okay. Right, she's not saying this to me, but she is putting the feeling of me that she was quite literally held under the thumb, restricted in her movements as a female. Like females today, we're very blessed. We can do,
We've
I say
moved on,
we,
haven't
can do what we want, can't we? There's that freedom there. Back in Dolly's day, she did not have that. Okay, I'm going to ask her to communicate with showing me images, because I feel she feels more comfortable doing that, because she's aware of her husband is still watching over her.
Right.
He is very sorry for what he's done, and I feel as though, well, she's given me the name of henpecked, so she was almost like kept small, and she was only told certain amounts of information, She was a beautiful lady. She had an hourglass figure, and she had a porcelain complexion and a lovely jawline there. She had dark brown hair that she kept back, and she had like it's like sort of rolls in her hair, but she would pin them back.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Ringlets.
Yeah.
She would keep
Like
them
ringlets.
pinned
On the
flat,
side.
to
Yeah.
her head there.
Yeah. Very pretty.
I'm asking her why she's here. She says, I like the peace, calm and solace. I'm on a mission by coming here. I've been told that I am a keeper of the peace, a keeper of harmony, and I restore balance. Still in this small village, there is quite a lot of unrest in terms of the locals that still reside here,
Yeah.
the living. Especially at the moment in these difficult times that you are going through, there's a lot of worry, concern of how the next piece of money
It's gonna pan out.
is going to come through. However, I walk these lands and this graveyard to restore that healing, love and balance. And I was directed to come and talk to you this evening because I am intrigued, and also I would like to commend you all on the work that you are all doing in order to raise the consciousness and vibrations of humanity by indeed introducing them to this beautiful village.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dolly.
We've got a cat.
Okay.
There's a cat.
I wondered what you're tripping up over.
It's just pushed the back of my legs.
Is it Dolly's cat, do you think?
Interesting.
I'm not
You
sure.
know why you were communicating there, Glenn?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Dolly, but just fiddling with Carol's, just quite inquisitive with your
Okay.
bag, Carol. Just like having almost like they were having it. Oh, that's what's in there.
It started raining again.
Okay. Is anybody else drawn to move further afield up there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, something's just...
There is a
moved.
path up there.
We've all got our hoods up now, look.
We have. It's slinging it down now.
Julie's disappeared. Camera lady's now stood under the brolly.
Yes. Oh, there's a cheeky wave.
Bit of a wave there.
So, right, we've just changed location, and what we're trying to do now is we just continue with that stream of communication we've just been getting there. So, okay, let's see what we can feel here. I'm still feeling that really strong impulse of love vibration connecting to my heart chakra. Very strong, lovely feeling. I feel a little bit dizzy stood here actually, and again I'm swaying from left to right, and you probably, if you're watching this on video, you'll see me doing this right now. I feel as though, I know we're in a graveyard obviously, but there's something sacred about this land. There's some sort of vortex or something of that nature I feel connected with this land. For some reason, I'm aware of a man who's just said his name's Bob, but his official title is Robert, and he stood at the side of Carol there. And if anybody wants to place their hand there, you can actually feel that cold vibration, the tingling sensation, that condensed feeling right at the side of you, Carol. This gentleman, can I call you Bob? No, he's told me to call him Robert. Okay, Robert. Can you give me a surname, please, Robert? I can indeed. It's Smith. Okay. Right. How old are you, Robert? 59. Okay. I want to know what you boggers are doing here. Are you crackers or what?
I think we are, Robert.
Okay. Have you got a story you wish to share with us, Robert? We've explained who we are and what we're doing here. I can tell you many a dark tale if you wish, but I'm afraid it would scare the bejesus out of you, so I won't do that. I'll resist from doing that. However, what I will say is your perception of passing over to the light is limited in terms of the reality of it. It is far beyond your imaginations. let me explain. I can be in multiple places, in multiple dimensions, all at the same time. And to do that is simply by shifting one's thoughts and your attention. And when you place your attention where you want to be, you're there instantly, even if it's multiple dimensions. He's saying the reason why he's come in tonight to communicate with us, or at least be around our energy, is he's saying he's intrigued by what we're doing here. We're opening other people's perceptions up by introducing them to this village and the subject matter of the afterlife. He wants to congratulate us on that. He's also making my mouth go really dry, and I can taste tobacco in it, and he's making my throat go dry as well. Anybody else picking anything up?
Do you know, before you communicated with Robert, I felt I don't know, around here, I just felt quite sad. I felt sadness here in this spot. And I don't know if it's around one of these gravestones, but that's all I picked up from here, from this spot, to be honest. Just getting wet now.
Okay.
I'm just getting wet.
Carol, was you aware of Robert's presence? Because he was stood at the side of you there, to the left of you.
I can feel a gentleman here.
Yeah.
In fact, I was going to say man, and then I changed it to gentleman, and that was his pushing that made me change it.
Yeah. I feel he's quite
Yeah.
tall. He's around
Yes,
6
quite
foot
tall. Yeah.
Easily. Slender legs.
Yeah.
It's,
Often
nice.
takes a walk through here.
Oh, expand on that, Carol.
He likes to inspect and make sure it's clean and tidy and how it should be.
I like that.
He likes things in the place. He likes orderly.
I've just got a year of 1667, and he's shown me, the old-fashioned milestone markers. He's shown me one of those with London written on it, 18 miles. Trader, he's just said. He was a trader.
Is he?
I hope surely he wasn't the one that bought the cloth.
He's laughing. No, I bloody wasn't. How very dare you. No, I wasn't.
Is he buried in this graveyard? Do you know?
I've just heard, nope, keep guessing.
Oh well, I think if he's just shown you that marker of 18 miles to London, then
That's what I was thinking.
I'm thinking he's not from around here.
Yeah.
I've just heard St. Paul's Cathedral, so that there's a link to him to that place as well.
Which is London?
It is,
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's telling me now that believe it or not, I know we're in a churchyard, but he's saying there are monks that have no affiliation to this location, but they do walk the corners of this graveyard. It's very sacred, and it's to keep any untoward vibrations out. So he's making me aware I can't hear this terminology, but he's showing me a mobile phone, and he's making me aware if we were to sit and take random shots with our cameras, we may be lucky enough to pick something up of that nature there.
I have taken some photos already.
Oh, good.
Fantastic.
Well, shall we have a wander, Glad?
Yes, indeed.
So, Julie, we're under a tree.
We are.
We've moved location.
The energies are different
We've
again,
come
aren't
round
they?
to the front, and they are, aren't they? They feel.
Yeah.
I've just before we turned the camera back on, I was just saying they feel newer. The energies feel newer. We've just got somebody walking by, but
I just felt
don't
like somebody
mind,
pressed this tree down
Yeah.
to cover my face then.
So
Yeah.
everything feels
In a
new around
nice
this
way.
side. Yeah. Hello. I was just saying to Carol as well that we've just got this path in front of us, and I had just that vision of a procession coming up this path.
Yeah.
And then Carol said they've got the cenotaph here, so
Oh, okay.
so I think that would
sense then,
that
wouldn't
would
it?
make sense. We've got a tree in between us. We just got poked in the eye then. Do you pick up anything here, Julie? Or
Just totally different, a lot newer, where it was older
Yeah.
energies before. My cough's gone now. I was coughing a lot earlier. As we moved around to the back of the church, it seemed to change on the far left. At the back of
it
the-
feels quite bright out here on the front, doesn't it? The energies feel quite lifted,
Yeah.
actually.
What do you think, Glenn?
It's very calming, like you say. I totally agree. The need to sway from left and right, like I did earlier, has gone.
Yeah.
And I feel quite level-headed, so to speak. I am aware, though, that there's somebody blowing on my neck there that wants some attention.
Right.
Obviously, for those that are watching this, I'm behind camera. I'm the umbrella operator right now.
It's all right for some.
But yeah, very calming energy. I've just been given a date of 1966 as well, a man
Okay.
called Thomas,
Yeah.
and I don't know whether this was his surname, but I'm hearing George as well. I'm hearing a surname of Edgbaston, or if that's a place connected with both of these characters, I don't know. But I'm hearing that's
Edgbaston
Isn't it a
is
place?
in Edgbaston is Birmingham.
okay. Somebody just shouted gunmetal as well. Hairline fracture, femur
Right.
as well. So that would be shrapnel, wouldn't it? Gunmetal.
Yeah.
I'm asking what the association is here. I'm hearing that, again, it's a fairly modern hymn. Onward Christian soldiers marching onto all. And in fact, that would correspond with
With the
what you were
procession.
saying.
Yeah.
There's a little girl here as well, and there's a grandfather called Edward that's singing to a Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer do.
Oh, yeah.
And the grandfather's name is Selwyn. It's quite an old-fashioned name. And his granddaughter there is called Mary. And I don't know if anybody, well, you won't be able to see it on camera because we have a fixed shot at the moment, but to the left of the camera there is the gates, the entrance to the graveyard, and I'm just being shown this gentleman walking up there with his granddaughter holding a bunch of flowers, some chrysanthemums, he's just told me.
Nice.
They would come up here every Sunday.
It's funny you should say that, Glenn, actually, because I've just seen people coming up this path with, I suppose, like offerings, do you know, like you would do for harvest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like with baskets of bread and different things like that, and just, I think
Didn't
they
they
were
help?
handing it out. I feel
Yeah.
like it was being bought to be given out
Yeah.
as well.
I would say as some of the people in the village during those times in that particular year, they were staying self-contained, so they would indeed have supplies brought to them, and they would stay where they are.
Carol, do you get anything from round this side? Come and get on, Carol. Have my microphone for a minute.
Yes, I've had a Daniel Davis.
Oh, well,
A Daniel Davis.
Oh, right, okay.
That's from the First World War.
Daniel Davis. It's a bit dark I'm not sure that.
I've just been looking for him actually,
Right.
because
I was
I'm
gonna say
convinced.
I was just going to say, I think it's a bit dark to get round every grave, isn't it? At the
Yeah.
minute,
It
but-
is.
Yeah.
Can anybody else smell leather? I can smell leather.
Yeah.
Really strong, you know, freshly like cut and tanned, if you know what I mean, that smell.
I was going to say for horses.
I can see like a strap being like, and a buckle.
It was on a big gun.
What, Daniel?
Mm.
Can you go into that a bit more?
Let's see if we can get a link with this gentleman. Is this gentleman around us?
Yeah, when it fires, it comes backwards and they take it in turns to get knocked over because they think it's funny. They say to all the newbies, stand there, just stand there, stand there.
Yeah.
And then they fire the gun and it goes poof, straight backwards into them.
Initiation.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a joke.
Mm.
It's funny. I bet it hurts
I can imagine so.
because it's a big thing.
Yeah. And if you're not expecting it.
In fact, have you noticed how calm it's suddenly got? Not because it's quiet, but just
Yeah.
energetically.
That wind's gone as well.
Yeah.
It has.
It's just very, very
It's
calm.
completely dropped the
Yeah.
wind altogether.
I've started to
Peaceful.
go a bit dizzy in my mind now, all of a sudden. Somebody's just said dementia. And they've swore at me. But I'm not going to repeat that. Okay. What I have? No.
Well, you've got dementia. I don't think so.
And as I said that, I saw a blue flash of light stand at the side of you, went from floor to there, Julie.
It's a nice light, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah.
Got the name of Clarence as well, Gibson. 1756. And he's actually showing me a shy horse with the blinkers on. And the shy horse is very well to do, well respected, well turned out. All the brasses are being polished. The leathers have been blacked, as you would expect. And in actual fact, I know we're in a graveyard, but I feel that this was used on occasion for a funeral procession back in the day. And I'm seeing a cart being pulled by this horse. Hearing the name or the term steadfast as well. So whether that was what it was called, I'm just hearing steadfast.
That was the horse's name.
I was just going to say that. Carol.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very big horse, like as you would expect a shy horse, but he had the feathering again round the ankles and quite oversized feet, to the fact that it would be the bugbear of the blacksmith when it came to reshoeing it, because
Imagine.
he had to customise the shoes
For the horse.
for that horse there. I'm also being told that horse, it still wanders up and down the main drag here, the main road, around 4 in the AM. But those that aren't as sensitive won't hear the clip-clopping of the hoofs. But I've just heard he was a cantankerous bugger for a horse.
Someone's just said, you were a noisy bugger.
He used to pull barrels as well. He used to deliver quite a lot of different contrabands, and I'm seeing barrels full of beer, and then yet again in the same manner I'm seeing barrels full of sand. Sorry, not sand, sawdust. But inside the barrels I feel as though literally contraband were being smuggled in. And I've just seen some old-fashioned muskets, like shotguns, in these barrels with the sawdust. I'm seeing silver candles as well. So I feel as though this was a bit of the, would you call it the black market trade, where goods were shipped in?
Sounds like it, doesn't it? Yeah. Sure.
I was just looking up there because I saw some flashes, just like
At that corner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were drawn to
up
there, weren't you,
there in that
earlier?
corner. But we're being watched from up there.
Yeah.
It's a group. It's like nothing bad, obviously, but it's like they are literally just leant on those graves like that, just watching, just having a good listen. I think.
There were definitely more people around us up there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
There were people around us here, but not as... They were crowded around us up there.
Busier, wasn't it? Yeah.
Definitely busier. But pushing each other to... willing each other to get in and speak. Whereas here, it's more like people passing.
passing
and I'll
through.
speak if I want to. Yeah.
I've just heard, and it's that bin across there. There's a bin there, Glenn. I don't know if people can't see that. Can I just get that mic? There's a bin up there, and I've just heard, while you're here, can you just go and tell them that that is not where that bin should be?
Oh, right. Actually, yeah, you're right. You wouldn't really want to bin there, would you?
No, it's like...
Yeah, it should be out of the way, shouldn't
somebody's
it?
a bit of a busybody. And
Yeah.
say, can you tell them to move that bin, please?
Yeah, I agree. It's not what you want to see at the entrance, do you? It's...
No, I agree. Let's just talk about Carol's, your experience, Carol. So from previously, you were talking about a Daniel, and you've just had to look round, haven't you, Carol?
And I found Daniel Davis.
You found his grave.
I found his grave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That really is amazing.
Yeah.
We'll get a shot of that, Carol, in a bit.
Definitely. What we was all just saying there before we went for this shoot is we could all hear organ music playing.
Yeah.
And now you will be aware in the background there is it like a pub or something over there?
Yeah.
Yet the music was coming from inside of the church, and the
yeah.
church is closed
There
and
is
locked up.
There is nobody in.
And there was a muffled
definitely not.
There's
organ
definitely
tone.
some organ music coming from the church there.
So that was wonderful. So we've had a great time here, haven't we? We're having to cut it a little bit shorter than what we anticipated due to the weather conditions.
Yeah.
But we've thoroughly enjoyed it. We'd like to thank all of the spirit beings, the energy that resides here and visits here, for that matter, for them communicating with us.
Come and pay your respects, guys.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Lovely place.
There's all generations here.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Carol, for coming
Thank
out
you.
with us as
Thanks,
well.
Tim.
Thank you.
It's been really good. Really enjoyed it. We'll have a small walk round and just see what we can pick up individually
Okay,
now,
a few,
aren't we, and
other
things. So,
Definitely.
Bits of footage and photographs.
lovely. See you soon.
See you soon.
Namaste,
people.
bye.
Thank you. Namaste.
Hello and welcome to the Full Circle
podcast.
We are at Creswell today in Creswell Craggs. At Creswell
We are
Craggs, we
indeed.
are right outside Mother Grundy's parlour today.
Oh, what
this
a lovely
evening.
location it
Yeah.
is.
Beautiful. And if I'm right in saying what you were saying earlier, we're on the Nottinghamshire-Derbyshire border, quite literally.
Yes, literally Derbyshire, and on the other side of just the lake here,
There's
we've got
Nottingham.
Nottinghamshire, the dark side. So
May the force be with you.
Yeah. So a little bit of history about where we are actually. So this is an ancient area, ancient area of caves with at Creswell Craggs. So they'd found different remains here from the Ice Age in different caves.
Right.
On that side, they've got paintings
There's artwork, isn't there?
artwork and paintings in there. And then this side of the
caves,
crags,
aren't they?
they've got the caves that where they found evidence of living, not living people, but evidence of where people did live and settle.
So we're here to see what we pick up this evening.
Yeah, it's all about energy, isn't it? You know, both paranormal and natural energy, and you know what resides within this location. Whether we can do a bit of psychometrizing on the cave walls, the outside cave walls. That would be very interesting. But also, this episode includes another investigation that we did.
On location.
On location in Eyam in Derbyshire, which is famously known for the plague
The
village.
plague, the Black Death. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We had so we've got a few people. We've got a few guests with us this
We
evening as
have.
well. We've got John, Carol, and Jay with us. Carol actually was with us in Eyam as well. She's Carol and Jay. It looks like they've both got their dowsing rods.
Interesting.
They have indeed.
They might want to come and show us some dowsing rods.
Come on down.
Come on in.
Come on in.
We can't hear them because they're not mic'd up, but they can show us.
They can. You can come and talk in my microphone if you like.
Up and ready to go.
So what are you thinking about? What are you going to do with your dowsing rods this
We were
evening?
just talking about this a minute ago, weren't we? Where
Basically, you ask spirit
Mm.
if they will work with you,
Yep.
and they'll work with these. And then you ask them what is going to be their yes and their no. 'Cause
Okay.
it could be different. And then the rods will show you. And you hold them really gently in your hand. And don't move them yourself, obviously.
Yes.
And then you can ask questions in your mind, or you can ask them out loud. And hopefully your rods will speak to you.
Yes. Brilliant. Okay.
Seeking energy.
Have you used them here before?
No.
Okay. So new experience then. That's
Absolutely.
brilliant.
I've only ever used
Great.
these once, I think. And so you could argue that there's not necessarily a big connection there, but you can connect each time you use them. can't you?
Yeah.
For sure.
And I used them once in the past, not these particular ones, but one time before at a stone circle, and it was just going here, there, and everywhere. So it was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. That's brilliant. Looking forward to seeing those in
Yeah.
action. So while we're here as well, we're going to be making his way to the Witch's Cave. And legend has it, well, the guides have it from here, that we've been in actually, haven't we, Carol? And we've seen the walls are literally covered in witch marks. And they must have spent hours and hours carving the witch marks. And they look very much like runes. Now, the witch marks, it is said that they are there to keep evil spirits in, because it is said that the wind coming through is the entrance to an entrance
Portal.
Or hell,
Yeah.
To
or
hell.
whatever you like to call it.
basically. So we're going to have a look there as well. We can't get in because it's gated, but we will go up to the gates and see what we feel there as well.
Yep.
Okay.
So watch this space.
We'll say goodbye to Mother Grundy for now, and we'll catch up soon. So we've got Carol on at the minute with us again.
Yeah.
So we are now literally outside the Witch's Cave. We can't get in. We've got some gates here, but we will try and get some shots through the gates and
inside.
see if we can pick up some of the witches' marks on the walls on camera, and we can put those on the Facebook page, can't we, Glenn, later?
Yeah, we can.
Carol, you were just talking to Julie.
We were having a chat, weren't we, about the
Yes.
theories of what sort of happened.
I know in the books and the history they say that people came here for a celebration like Goose Fair, if you like, or they came here to hunt. I think they came here for like a big market type thing and a celebration. It might be something to do with solstices, it might not. But I can't believe that you can walk all the way from Europe, and you do walk all the way from Europe to a place like this, which is in the middle of England, just to hunt. Surely.
It's a long way.
It's a long, long way just to hunt something special. And I don't believe that they held bears or woolly mammoths in that high regard. I can't believe that they just tasted that differently. They would walk all those hundreds of
They'd
miles.
be the same, wouldn't they?
It would have been.
I would have thought so, yeah.
It
Same
would have
taste,
been. It
same
would have
animal.
been. They would have pilgrimaged for different reasons.
Yes.
So people pilgrimaged from Europe across to Stonehenge, and I know that where in the early days of Stonehenge, that was also a hunt. There was a mass hunt there. I think it was deer that
I
they
think
used
that's
to hunt.
part of it rather than the
part
primary.
of a bigger thing.
Celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, for example, in my humble opinion, obviously, I'm going to say, but like, for example, this cave might be where the person sold bear skins. Maybe you couldn't get, I don't know, brown bears in Norway, so you came all this way to buy brown bear skins or woolly mammoth skins and things like that. And they had markets, and not just skins, but I think they probably did crystals and jewellery, and
And made
they
things.
made things to sell.
And crafted.
And and crafted things and made things to sell. And this was part
That's
of
why
the
they came
selling.
over.
And maybe that's where Goose Fair comes out of it. Because Goose Fair, bear in mind, is only down the road.
It is. And actually, we aren't that far from the stone circles in Derbyshire either.
No, we're not.
true.
No. So this could have been a stop-off point.
A stopping point.
Either on the way back or on the way there.
Pretty much the same as what we say about Druids' caves in
were
the
talking about
Druids'
that,
caves
yeah.
in Derbyshire
Stonehenge,
would have possibly have been a stopping off point on the way to a bigger celebration, a bigger ceremony.
I do believe that this place was important, but I think it's highly likely we'll never
It would have
really
been.
know
It would have been
why.
fruitful with animals
It would.
as well.
Yeah, because it's a natural gorge.
yes, yeah. So
A limestone and sandstone gorge.
Yeah.
So
It's a great cave, isn't it, as
animals
well?
would
It'd
have
be
gathered
ideal.
here with the water as well.
So I don't know if can you see any of the cave from inside, Glenn, with the camera there, or can you really see anything from there where you are? No, he's not talking. He's nodding and shaking at the minute. We'll
Can
get
we
you on.
sort of
We're going
shine
to get you on in a minute,
a
Glenn.
torch? Because we were able to see a little bit. So
You can see a little bit.
Yeah,
Does that
it
make
goes.
any
It
difference
actually, the
then?
cave actually goes straight to the top here, and then to the left goes into another section of cave, and that's where all the witch marks are, and they are. It is the walls are covered in carved
All
The
over,
ceiling
isn't
as well.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they're
This
carved
is
into
right,
the
the
walls.
ceiling. It's literally covered
But they're carved in,
Carved,
and they're not
yes.
just inscribed. They're carved
Yeah.
into.
and deep,
Yeah.
And deep.
but they do look like runes.
They do look like runes. They do definitely look
So,
like runes.
yeah.
And if they came all the way from the village every day, bear in mind they'd be working in the dark as well, or they'd be working by candlelight,
Candlelight.
Yes, yeah.
and they've got this hole next to them with a monster in it.
Yeah. I'd like to bring Glenn on in a minute, Glenn, because I'd like to see what you're feeling here as well.
Yeah, we can
and
bring
also,
Jay as well in
I'd like
with
to
the
get
dowsing rods.
get Carol and Jay with the dowsing rods, if that's okay. And maybe we can have a
Get
bit
a
of
meter
time
going as well.
with some
Yeah, we
equipment.
can have a go
So,
with the EMF, yeah?
Yep, get the EMF out as well, Glenn. Is that okay?
This would be an ideal
Yeah.
place, actually, to get Frank's box out.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah, I'm liking
Okay.
that idea.
If we can pick, I don't know if we'll be able to pick any FM up. We do need to pick up some kind of radio signal.
Or we can see,
Okay.
can't we?
We can
Yeah.
give it a try.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
give
Okay.
everything a try.
Well, I'm here with Jay, and I'm here with Carol, and we're going to do a little bit of dowsing work. But before we do that, can I ask both of your opinions what dowsing is and how you work with it? So, can I ask you first, James?
Yeah. I've got very brief knowledge on it, Glenn.
Okay.
I've literally we connect to the dowsing rods to determine where energy is. So that could be water. Water could throw it off more than likely, but also I'm trying to tune in with the rods beforehand, and then hopefully they can channel some energy through them to try and detect spirits, maybe.
Okay, you say tune into the rods. Can you elaborate on that?
It's actually just talking to them in my head. You could talk out loud as well, I've been told. I don't know if it was Chad that mentioned that a minute ago, actually, but because we're all energy and frequency, then essentially it's just an extension of the energy that you're receiving, like an antenna in a sense.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
able to move.
Fantastic.
That's my understanding, anyway.
Thank you. And Carol, what's your interpretation of the dowsing rods, and how do you work with yours?
Very similar to Jay, really. In fact, up until only a few years ago, Severn Trent, all the water boards carried them around to detect water. But basically, the rods are an extension of your own personality, if you like.
Yeah.
So you'll start by asking whoever is here if they will work with you and the rods. Because
Okay.
some people don't understand. You can explain how they work. And then the fundamental thing is you've got to ask which is their yes and which is their no. Because different signs will be different things.
Oh, so it's not the same one every time you use them?
No, and I've just been setting it up and
Yeah.
saying, please tell me which is yes, and it keeps doing that, which is
Wow.
where the right one crosses. Now I'm
Yeah.
not doing that myself, but then I'm saying, right, show me which is the no.
Wow.
Well, blow me.
Look at that,
A minute
that's
ago, it
fascinating.
wouldn't show me. It just kept doing yes, 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 and I'm like, no, show me no.
So we'll
So
just
that's
say it's partly as well to do with intention. You know, when your intentions
is.
are clear, it works with you stronger.
You have to be really careful that you get it balanced. Once you've got it balanced and they are straight out in front of you, you can ask in your mind or out loud a question. And sometimes silly questions come into your mind.
Okay.
For example, a question that came into my mind was, tell me what animals there are here, like it can spell them out. And then another word, elephant, came into my mind. And we were underneath the stage at Morecambe.
Okay.
And apparently there were elephants under the stage at Morecambe.
Oh, wow.
And I actually put the rods down and said, don't be silly. We're underneath the stage at Morecambe. What are elephants doing here?
Well, if they can have them
apparently
in
there were
Blackpool
elephants.
Tower, I'm sure they could have them in Morecambe.
I just thought it was a silly idea. So you start second guessing yourself then.
Okay. So what I'd like to do is invite both of you to tune into the rods, and we'll get some questions going, asking the rods some questions about this location, if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Bit of fun.
Right then. Okay. So what shall we ask first? Right. Are there witches' sigils within this cave?
Did you hear that noise?
I didn't know.
I heard something.
For the benefit of the listeners, we're just watching the rods now, and neither set of rods are making... Oh, now we've got Carol's rods, and that's a definitive no, I would say.
I'm going to try and tune back in again.
Yeah. So shall we get more clarity on that? Are there protection symbols? Oh, and we've got a clear yes from Carol's
I
rods.
think that's very definitive.
That
Definitely.
is, yeah. It wanted to go, didn't it? that one?
Protection marks rather than sigils, did you say?
Yep. And Jay's rods are moving
these are
either
split apart
side.
now. So I reset them,
Yeah.
kept my hands as they were, and these split apart. So you
Okay.
can quite clearly say there's a lot of energy going that way.
So what is your interpretation of that, of the rods opening up like that?
It's as though it's trying to go behind me. That's what I feel like.
Yeah.
Okay.
And probably just the way I'm
A
standing.
lot of the time you can use the rods just to point. So you can say, please show me where you are, and ask the rods to point to the person.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's as though
It's
that this is
using-
as far as they were able to part, but it's like it's trying to show behind me. That was my interpretation of it anyway.
Now, for the viewers, I know that this won't make very good television, but I certainly think that we ought to face inward into the cave.
Yeah.
So if we can all do that.
Okay. Let's get a little bit
And,
I have definitely heard 3 separate noises while we've been talking.
Okay. So would you like to fire some questions at the rods about those noises? If you could voice that out loud for the...
Is there someone here that would like to communicate with us?
Oh, we've got both rods going to the left, so that is a
Does that
definite
mean
no.
that there are 2 people here and one says yes and one says no?
Now the rods are staying still. They're being stubborn.
Okay.
Oh,
Right. So, are there people here that would like to communicate?
and is that a no?
I think no, that's a yes.
That's a yes? Oh,
Yeah.
so we've got a yes.
So there are people who would like to communicate with us. Okay. Would you like to try and put something in our minds so we can ask you and get a definitive answer?
I've just been shown, as soon as you've asked that question there, Carol, hides being tanned, so being prepared, the flesh being taken off of these hides, they've been stained in some sort of receptacle inside of this cave. And I'm seeing what I can only describe as urine. These hides being thrown into urine, and the smell is quite unholy what I'm sensing. So what are the rods saying to that? Are they in agreement with
Is
that?
that what happened in this cave? Is that what happened round here then? Not necessarily this cave, but round here? Yes.
Oh, so we got a clear yes from the rods. So, James, can I come to you,
Yeah,
please?
let's give it a go.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you any questions you want to
Right,
ask?
Have I got any questions? Trying to think of an original question.
Trust your intuition on this one.
Okay. Okay, let's just get these set. Okay, has anybody died at this cave?
Okay, just observing Jay's rods moving, swaying left to right. The left one's
just a
more
little bit.
prominent. So is that your marker for yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So going to the right is yes. So let me just reset again. Okay, let's ask a more detailed question. So, have a lot of people died at this site?
And both rods are swaying left and right. The dominant one is the one on the left.
Okay, let's try animals. Okay, is it a case that animals have died here en masse?
There seems to be more activity with the rods swaying from left to right. In both
It feels
rods.
energetic.
Yeah. I think it was when you used the word en masse. And as I've used that word again, they're starting to move.
En
So
masse.
there's something.
It's this one on the right as well
Yeah.
that's deciding.
That's fantastic. I don't know if anybody else is feeling this, but I'm starting to feel a little bit of uncomfortable in my
Literally,
stomach.
yeah. Uneasiness.
Yeah, it's tightening. There's there's something that is not very pleasant, shall
A
we
little bit
say?
of sadness.
Yeah. Yeah, I am feeling the lower part of my spine as well, beginning to ache. Not just because I'm stood here, but it just came on as soon as I felt that uncomfortable feeling in the stomach area there. But certainly I can feel that sadness because I'm aware that my eyes are they're almost ready to weep.
Yes.
I can feel like my breath has been taken out from me. And I'm just hearing the word starvation. Malnourished starvation. I also get a feeling of, in my physical body, my right hand side is feeling more heavier than my left. And I'm starting to feel dizzy. I feel as though there's some sort of portal or vortex in this vicinity, and I would love to go deeper within this cave because I feel that that's where it is. And I feel as though there's some sort of connection with flowing water, like water from in the cave. Some sort of, shall we say, natural water table that is causing this sort of influx of increased energy within that.
Do you get the feeling that it's being cut off, that it's not allowed to flow how it naturally once did? Is there anything that...
I do feel as though the cave, so to speak, has been modified to adapt inhabitants in a certain way. I am being given the word increased flooding, not so much nowadays, but back in the time when it was used as a dwelling, as a workplace, as a place of trade, I do feel as though they had to relocate on a regular basis and move to higher grounds because of that influx of water. I'm being given 15 males and 14 females. and I've just seen a hyena baring its teeth, looking rather aggressive. Would you like to both try the rods again, see if any of that rings true, what I was being shown there?
Yeah, it's very energetic here, isn't it? It's
So for the listeners and the viewers there, we're just confirming that energetic download to see if it is correct. So I want to ask both of the rods, are the visions that I was just being shown correct? So Carol's right-hand rod is moving to the right-hand side. So what does that indicate, Carol?
I'm not really sure.
Oh, it's now moving to the left.
I'm not really sure because that wasn't how they were yes or no, but now it's just said yes, definitely.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. And
yeah, mine had wavered off to the right. Okay. Well, it's even looking to try and do that now.
Oh yes, I can see
which is the yes.
Fantastic.
Now it could just be that I've not worked with them much, and it maybe the signal gets stronger when you work with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a definite yes.
So if we can all face the camera now, if that's okay, because I'm sure the viewers are fed up of seeing the back of my shiny head. I want to ask you about your sensitivity, what you're both feeling emotionally as we're stood in this location. So if you could both just quieten the mind a little bit, slow the breathing down, and just describe what you're feeling, what you're sensing in this location. I know I'm feeling a lot of pressure on my shoulders right now, and I feel as though I feel as though I'm being pulled into this cave, physically pulled backwards. Yeah, I'm swaying backwards, as you can probably see, those viewers that are watching.
Yeah, I can feel that. It's almost like there's hands on my shoulders. Yeah. I don't know if that's where you're getting the weight from. So you're feeling it on your shoulders.
Definitely.
I feel incredibly sad. I don't know why, but I feel incredibly sad.
Like the longer we're here, you feel that sadness for a large amount of people dying. I don't know if that was linking in with the hyena and they were running for shelter. If it's to do with the land that was, perhaps that water flow was cut off. I don't know. It's just in general, it's sadness. It's sadness, but the energy, with it pulling us back, that suggests that that's where that's coming from, and perhaps why they were mainly facing forwards.
Yeah.
We're getting this sort of wavering towards them, going right to yes, or, well, sorry, Carol, if it was left for yes for yours.
It's interesting. Now, the way that my guides work is they'll play me songs. So this song isn't necessarily from this time frame, but they're playing Two Tribes Come to War. And to me, the meaning behind that is there was a culling with these individuals. There was some sort of fracas, if you like. Territory was being breached. Oh, we've just seen a little shrew there running by the camera, which is always beautiful to see nature. So yeah, I was getting that very strongly there. So I feel as though we will get a little bit more information about that. Are you feeling anything in regard of territorial boundaries that have been maybe breached in this area?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't get any aggression at all. I just got incredible sadness.
Okay, brilliant.
But not like burying sadness. I'm not sure how to describe it. It's like an overwhelming sadness.
Foreboding, yeah.
And I know what that noise is in there. It's dripping water.
Okay, yeah, because you were saying you
hear it every so often, and it is dripping water. I'm sure of it now.
Maybe that links to that water source.
I'm glad that I know what it is.
Yeah, set your mind at rest.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, both of you, for conducting those experiments. I'm sure we're going to call upon your skill sets as we walk around this vicinity. So we'll leave it from here.
I feel like we've found a good leaning spot here, Glenn.
Somebody's beat us to it by the looks of
I feel
things
like
with this
I'm
ribbon.
leaning on the lamppost in the corner of the street. So,
Nice reverberation there.
I wanted to bring you to this cave, Glenn.
Okay.
So I was just while you were with Carol, Chad, I should say, sorry, Carol, and Jay, just with the dowsing rods. I came up here and I had some time up at this one, just a bit of quiet time. And in this one, I know you were talking about territorial down there, but this one, I really feel that I am being watched with that kind of energy of, don't come in here.
Okay.
This is our spot. And I feel it now. I've invited that energy to come up here. But almost like just through round that corner.
Yeah.
They just keep making sure and just like keeping conk.
So you're aware of a presence. Are you seeing that visually or just sensing it?
I see visually, yes.
Yeah, okay.
But like I think you were saying earlier on, almost like a mist as well at the back.
That's interesting, yeah. It was, I was rubbing my eyes and closing my eyes and opening my eyes to see if it wasn't my eyes playing tricks. But yeah, you're quite right. I kept seeing a mist and then it going clear at the back and then a mist again. So to me, when I've witnessed that before in locations, it's certainly an indication there is some sort of spiritual activity.
And I don't know if you can hear, Glenn, when we keep talking about it, there seems to be...
There's little ticking
clicks.
noise and clicks.
And it's not water dripping. It's almost like a click or something. But it's every time we talk about it.
Well, I suppose if we're going back in time and we're thinking about the prehistoric man, they would have used various forms of communication. One of them could quite potentially have been clicks, like to mean a certain thing. And so it's quite possibly that could be the case. It's very. I did hear that with you there as well.
And it's not water dripping, is it?
No.
It's almost like a twig snapping.
That's correct, yeah. Shall we see if we can get some communication
I've
going?
invited the energies to come forward.
Maybe if we vocalise that. Hello, my name's Glenn and this is Phil. We come here in love, light, peace, truth and harmony. We mean you no harm whatsoever. And we'd like to get to know you. We'd like you to come forward and celebrate our energies together. I've got that, I'm tingling all over as soon as I've said that. And like you was picking up earlier, I'm getting that feeling of inquiring minds, like, what are you doing here? You know, like an animal or a monkey or something will come up and sniff and that sort of thing.
But really, like, they're not in fear here, but they're really protective of what's around that corner as well.
Yeah.
Almost like young, like they're protecting their own young.
I was going to say I was hearing crib.
Right, okay.
And I was seeing like deer hide, but with the pelt, the fur facing upwards, because obviously that would be the soft part of that used as some sort of bedding there. It's very interesting. I am feeling, I was saying to you earlier that I was feeling like my heart pulsating. To me, that's an indication of positive vibrations, vibration of love. It doesn't feel threatening at all. In fact, I feel now we've introduced ourselves to them, they're a little bit more...
A bit more inquisitive than afraid.
Yeah. Maybe let's ask permission. Do we have your permission to place our hands into the entrance of your dwelling so that we can connect with your vibrations and you can connect with ours? Again, we mean you no harm, and we come in love, light, peace, truth and harmony and respect. Just heard from my guide. Yes, you can, Glenn. Go for it.
They're here, and we've just had children come up.
Fantastic. Would you like to place your hands through and just feel that vibration. Oh yeah, my hands are tingling straight away with that energy. They're inspecting
our hands. They're different.
They are. They're looking at the markings on our hands, and this is how they would tell of a genuine soul.
Do you know what I was thinking? What I was feeling then, it was like astonishment of how clean we are
Yes.
and how smooth our hands are.
Oh, right, okay. No, don't do that, thank you. The little boy spirit that's just tried to bite my finger, this left-hand finger.
Right.
And I feel as though that's how they would sort of inspect things, a bit like young
Taste.
children would do, you know.
Taste, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it tasted good.
Well, I have washed. Well, yeah, there's some lovely... My left hand's pulsating, actually, in the palm of my hand.
Do you know what I see in my mind? What I get as a vision is, you can probably remember, a little bit like the hair. The hair reminds me of Stig of the Dump, to be honest.
Yeah.
A little bit like Mowgli.
Yeah, very unkempt.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's never seen a brush. Well, they wouldn't have had a brush.
No.
They wouldn't have any need for them.
As they've let go of mine now. Does anybody else? Can we get Jay in to come and feel this, Glenn? So we're just going to carry on from where we were with Glenn then.
Okay.
But so what me and Glenn, you just saw us, and we've got
I
our
was
hands
interested
in
anyway.
there. Do you want to put your hand in and see if
Yeah,
you
see if
see
we
if
can
you feel anything? I mean, and you know that for energy, these bars aren't going to be anything. So.
Well, straight away I can feel the energy in my hands. And I used Glenn's line actually of coming in peace and we mean no harm, just to sort of give that respect. Yeah, it doesn't feel sad like the other cave.
I don't know about you, Jay, but it feels warm in this one, like fire warm. It feels homely.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not actually getting it from the cave, but now you've said it, I'm feeling that in general. Yeah, yeah. Because I was actually significantly chillier when I was stood behind camera.
I feel like just here,
Yeah.
I can feel the heat from a fire here, just in the entrance.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is strange. It's not strange because they probably would have had the fire at the entrance, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Yeah. I presume so.
Maybe to keep animals out as well. If it was a substantial size fire, I should imagine.
Yeah.
And to stop the cave filling up with smoke, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I'm getting family vibes. That's for sure. Yeah, protective. So I'm just going to go with some of the words that come to me now. So protective, shielding. And tuning in with a particular time as though it was in the winter and there was snow and they had to be in this place. See, I could just feel that. I could just feel that travel up as well. Like not like a sadness, but it's like I'm needing to swallow now.
Yeah. Glenn was talking earlier on about how Glenn had the word crib
Mm.
around the back. And I feel that actually that birth would have happened en route.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would have been something that happened at the time that they were travelling.
Mm.
Really.
So then they had to come here for shelter.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jay. Thank you.
That's all right.
Glenn, strange. Before you cut me off, Glenn. Strange that you were talking about in there about the water levels rising, because this would have been, I mean, I suppose millions of years ago, this would have been a seabed, and those levels would have gone down and just left. So these caves probably would have been created by water, wouldn't they, originally? So you were talking about those levels up and down, weren't you, Glenn? So that might have been tide that you were feeling, almost like tidal levels, maybe.
Okay, in the other cave.
Yeah, because all of these caves.
Oh, sorry. Right. Okay. I thought you meant from before we were feeling that flow.
So all of this area, this county would have been seabed.
Oh, okay.
So as that water goes down, hogging the microphone. As that water goes down, it's going to create tidal levels, isn't it?
Right. Yeah.
It's just a thought. It's a theory.
There's incredible intense energy with water as well, isn't there? So,
Yeah.
you know.
Right, we've got 2 pieces of equipment for you. The first is an EMF meter.
Yeah.
Now, EMF meter is an electromagnetic frequency. Basically, simple on switch. And when we put it in a place, obviously you don't touch it. Put it in a place, and basically it goes off if there's an electromagnetic frequency passes anywhere near it. So even if they just put the hand out. So I'm hoping that you can see that on camera. We'll just have that in the background. Now, the other thing that Julie's got in her hand is a Frank's box. They call it all different names. But basically what it does is it's an AM or FM radio that just literally cycles through the frequencies and stops when it gets a signal. But the idea is that it's been changed so that it doesn't stop when it gets the signal. It will
Keeps
just
going.
blip and then carry on going. And the idea is that spirit, hopefully, can speak through it. So every so often you'll hear a word, we hope.
Well, maybe we could ask for a message then,
Yep.
do you think?
Yeah.
So do you have a message?
It's quite
for
lively
us?
at the minute as well now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Basically, if you think, I mean, it's cycling through Eyam at the moment. And if you think in the background, there'll be, well, there's all sorts of radio stations. Some are talking, some have got music on. Mm-hmm. And then spirit works out and picks out a word.
It's just so fast, isn't it? You can hear
It is fast.
words,
Yeah.
just going by quite quickly.
But if spirit speaks through it, usually it's very clear.
Ah, okay, yeah. So it'll enter the signal to come through with a word then.
And it has been known to use swear words as well,
Okay.
which is quite telling, really, because according to broadcasting rules,
Yeah.
they're not allowed to swear on
That's
air.
true, they're not. Yeah.
So you wouldn't be picking up a swear word. So obviously spirit have merged those 2 words together to make a swear word. And Phil and I both have heard swear words on it.
Yeah, so the meter, let's go back to the meter. I'll keep scanning here and having a listen. Oh, there's a gentleman, I think, on there. There's definitely a gentleman energy.
If there's anyone who would like to step forward, you've heard me explain this machine. If you want to play with it, do whatever you want. I promise it won't hurt you. But if you can get it to stop on a word, We will listen. We are all ears.
Do we have a male presence? Yeah.
I think we've got a bloke. I think that was twice
That
it
was
said
yeah.
yes, clearly.
Yeah.
Okay, are you an elderly man?
Try that one again.
Can we try that again? Sorry, it was so quick.
Are you an elderly man? Do you have a message for us this evening, please?
I can tell you're trying. I really can feel you trying.
Are you okay? There's a sentence there I just can't quite make out what's coming out there.
Can't quite. It's so quick. Can't quite put the
Let me
words
pass on
together.
to you.
We can tell that you are trying. I think practice makes perfect, doesn't it? I know. Can you tell us what your name is? We'll go with a name.
There's some music coming through there now.
Do you not like me holding it? Not doing it.
Do you want me to try again?
Maybe he likes you.
Okay, so we're back after a brief interlude there. So we're just seeing if we can get a name from the gentleman that's coming through on the Frank machine. Keith.
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 Seems quite a recent name, doesn't it?
So
sorry, Glenn, because I wanted to pop on because I wanted to try and see if we could bring forward the energies that we were feeling with the children as well.
Okay.
And see if we could get those energies in, if that's okay.
Right.
Sorry.
Okay, so Keith's come through at the moment though, so
Yeah.
Do you have a message for us, Keith? We're very interested in hearing about you. Did you like music? No.
I think that was a definite no,
No.
wasn't it?
So Keith didn't like music. Sorry about that, Keith. So we're connecting with some energies in the cave here. Is there anybody else there with you? What are you thinking, Phil?
I think Keith has probably picked up that we're here. I don't think Keith's connected to any cave.
No.
I think it's an energy that's picked up that we're here and
It
just
doesn't have
wants
anything to
come
do
in.
with the
But it's
children.
possibly the channel to give you the information from the cave.
I think it's probably just somebody past like an energy that's just knows we're here and just wants to be involved.
Okay. Keith's on the team then?
Would any of the children like to come forward and try and affect, if you just want to wave your hand in front of this, or try and affect the Frank's box?
I want to get down here in this corner. I want to get on the floor.
Go
down
for it,
here.
Phil. Yeah.
Can you see me down here if I get on the floor down? I'll just take that. Can you? I'm going to sit on the floor. And I just want to get down here. I want to get down to children's level.
Okay.
see if they want to play with this while I'm down here.
If you hold it, it will flicker.
Will it?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll pop it there.
That's it.
It's not going to go anywhere.
So we're seeing if the energies are connecting to the meter or to the Frank machine.
To both. Do you want me to hold that down here?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So you've already come up here to the front, and you can see we've got a box here. So if there's any children here that want to talk to us, or just come around this white box here at the bottom.
There's definitely something coming through, isn't there? Yeah.
Maybe they're practicing.
Yeah.
I think it does take a bit of practice for them and for us, perhaps, to get it right.
Yeah.
I know what that word is. It's sleep.
Sleep.
I'm sure that's what it's just said.
Want to sleep. The children may want to
be
sleep.
left alone for a bit.
Possibly, yeah.
Is it bedtime for you guys? Are we disturbing you?
Bet we are.
Hello? Hello, sleep.
I wonder if, because it is getting late, isn't it? It's got to be, I don't know what time it is, but I wonder
8
if
o'clock,
at
nearly.
this time of day there would be
They would.
Because they're up early, weren't they?
anchoring
Because
down.
they don't have any light, do they? So
No.
they will be getting ready for bed now
Yeah,
because they get up with the light and go to bed with the light.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
So maybe they are. Maybe we are disturbing them.
Okay, well, we're here back at our first location.
Yeah.
So we're going to do the dowsing rods again, aren't we?
We
See what
are.
we pick up, and we're going to have another go with the Frank machine.
Mother Grundy's cave.
Yes, that's
this one?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had a quick look at it earlier, and we've been to the location at the Witchy Cave, and we're back here to see if there's any more messages. So would you like to get the rods on the job?
Yeah. Well, shall we go with intuition first,
Okay.
and then bring them in?
No
See if
problem.
we get a confirmation. I've always had like a playful energy here.
Right.
I don't know if that's just me, but normally I'll come up with my son, and he's 7, and he'll be playing about. He'll try and get his head through the bars or something. It's silly.
Yeah.
And we kind of
Like climbing.
naughtily
and
climb a
things.
little bit, very respectfully. Yeah, and then we just I don't know why that brings it out of us here. So I'm just interested.
So it's a
just to
playful
see.
energy then, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know if there is kids or what, but it'd be interesting to see if we can maybe think of some questions that are that way. That
Okay.
way inclined. And
Well, I heard sure you do when you talked about having playful energy
Okay.
time there. So sure you do.
okay, should we ask it anything else?
We can do, yeah. Do you want to ask the questions and I'll have a listen?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, is there a large amount of children here? I thought I heard 7 then. but-
7, okay. Yeah. Is that 7 children? Or 7 adults? I think just 7 there at the moment.
Okay. So 7 people
Or,
in total.
yeah.
Okay. Probably should have prepared some questions, shouldn't we? But we're
It's
just
okay. We just go with the flow. That's right. Yeah. Do you have a message for us? What do you think?
Oh,
Yeah. What
Yeah,
do you
that was
think?
really clear.
Well, we're not sure really. We're more interested in what you think. Or some help or advice would be nice. Why? Because we're curious, really, just to learn a bit more about this location and the energies within this location. Can you help us with that? Do you have any other questions? Or do you want...
oh, okay. I thought something was coming through then.
Yes, I did. Yeah, it's just sort of
I
about
know.
to
You
change.
just want to pause for a second, don't you? So, do you have any association to Mother Grundy?
Or do we still have Keith with us?
I don't know if I got Keith then.
Did you? Keith?
Did you?
I think Keith is still... Yeah, I got the feeling that Keith was still there.
Are you just having some fun with us, Keith?
A little.
Or we think we got a little? Oh. Okay.
Would you like to bring somebody else in to have some fun with us then, Keith? some other energies?
I thought I got, of course.
It's possible. Okay. So in your own time, would you be able to help bring some other energies through to vocalise any information that we need to receive? Thank you. Because there's 7 people, isn't there? 7 people. I think it's gone a little bit quieter. Maybe we should get...
Oh? It always wants to talk, doesn't it? As soon as we're saying something. Okay, should we try something
Let's try
else?
the rods, yeah?
Yeah?
If we see where they're
Okay.
going with the energies. Has anybody been looking at the meter?
Right, I'm just going to spend a moment just kind of tuning in.
Okay, Jake. So maybe you could ask a couple of those same questions to the rods there and see where that takes you.
So I'm just getting that playful energy again.
Getting playful energy. So this is a happy place then, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems to be. Oh, was that Keith coming through again?
I think it might have been, yeah.
Okay, so were there 7 people here? Is that a family of 7 people? It's weird, I can feel the energy between the rods, but they're not wanting to pull into any particular direction.
Okay. Or is it 7 as a symbolic, rather than the children? Is the 7 a symbol? Yep.
Oh, okay.
Okay, a symbol of 7.
Okay. Is there any association with protection?
Is the 7 a protection?
Okay, we've got the right one going right off now, so that's no.
Okay, so it's not
It's
protection.
not protection. Okay.
So a healing energy. Is that correct, Keith? Yes.
Oh, okay. So 7 healing. Okay, this is just reset now.
Reset. Does the place need healing?
Did you get someone's then?
Someone needs some healing.
It's very cryptic.
It's quite clear, but it's very fast.
Do any of us need healing? Well, we all need healing, don't we?
Is there someone else trying to come through there? Oh, that was a female voice.
Yeah.
Thanks. Oh, thanks. So we have a new energy there. So we have a female.
Anything to do with Keith?
You.
Oh.
Do you have a message for us there? And do we have a name? Do we have a name for the young lady?
Any name for the young lady? Hope?
Hope. Hope, yeah, I got that. Hope and Keith. Hope for Keith. Hope and healing.
And if anything, I had the right rod being pulled to the right.
Okay. And does that reaffirm?
Yeah, that's
What we've
that's
talked about.
just says yes. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah?
Wow. Right. I'm putting these down.
Okay.
Okay. So we've got yes. We've got Keith. We've got hope.
Yes. Healing.
Healing. 7.
7. Symbolism of 7.
Yeah. Right. I think we need to try some more equipment, don't we?
I think we do, yeah.
Well, we're here, Phil and myself. Phil's just tuning in, linking into the vibrations here.
Just next to, actually just where Jay and Chad were.
Yeah,
Jay
that's
and
right.
Julie. No, yeah.
I can see the energy's already having an effect on you.
I'm having to lean.
Oh, okay.
I really feel like I just, do you know, like you've just, Jay's doing it as well, leaning.
He is
Like
off
you've
camera.
come, like you're just having a natter. I feel like it feels like that natter energy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's
Well, if you
Mother
think
Grundy, but
if you think about how it's set out now in modern day standards, it looks like it's used as an outdoor classroom of some description there.
it's
So,
it's funny that
Yeah.
this is probably full of children,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
During like school term and stuff like that.
So you could potentially be picking up on maybe one of the adults that are watching in as the children are being taught upon, should I say. I know I am myself, I'm not leaning, but I am feeling that alluring quality pulling me in there. We should really be inside of the cave, but
I'd
obviously
like to be in, yeah.
these bars are forbidding us from doing
Can you
that.
not fit through there, Glenn?
My fingers. That's about it. Yeah, I feel a very strong grounding energy. I can feel the energy coming through my boots, almost anchoring me to this very spot. I don't know if you're feeling that, whether it's something to do with the rock. Or...
I feel grounded, actually, here. Carol, just nod if I'm right, but was Mother Grundy the lady from the village that was banished from the village, and this is where she stayed until they decided that they needed her for her remedies again?
Okay, so Mother Grundy, I take it, was what we would describe as a modern day witch doctor, with herbalisms and things. And so you're saying that she was banished to this location.
She was banished out of the village, out of Cresswell, and she stayed here. She chose to come here.
Right, so she made this her home. That's interesting. As I looked over there and I said that's interesting, I saw, there's not one there physically, but I saw either a rook or a blackbird hung upside down. You know how you would hang wild game bird? I just saw some hanging down there, to tenderise the meat.
Yeah.
I
feel that people would have come to this cave to see her. Even though she was banished from the village, people still would have come for wisdom and for healing.
Interesting you should say that. Yeah.
In this cave.
Because as you were saying that, I was hearing people taunting her from down below. And I'll try and tidy this up the best way I can. Shall we say she had a pot that she kept her bodily fluids in, and I'm just seeing her throwing it down upon them to get rid of them. Because of their taunting, it was a continuous thing with her as well. And I do feel, I know it's a stereotype, but I'm being shown teeth missing.
Do you know what?
Teeth missing at the front.
I don't know if it must be from that period of time, but I just got. You see, I did have a pot too.
Right. Yes, to tinkle in.
Yeah, I did have a pot to tinkle in.
Brilliant. I don't know about you, but I'm seeing a lady with a headscarf. Like you see some of the Italian ladies, they would have wore a silken headscarf or something of that nature. I feel as though this lady would have wore one. My left ear's just gone really high pitch frequency, so I know that has an air of truth to it with me saying that. And I'm seeing this lady would have. I'm just seeing dirt upon her knees.
Yeah.
So she wasn't afraid of, getting down into Mother Earth, gathering the wares that she needed. Sorry, I'm just being shown when you're a survivalist and you would rub sticks together, or at least make like a drill of 2 sticks to make a fire. I'm seeing her doing that with tindling, I think it's called. I'm seeing mushrooms, but they're not what we'd expect to find in our local supermarket. These ones are quite wide like that, they're quite flat.
I can imagine, I feel that she would have used the abundance of what she's got around here as well, because all around people can't see, but it is covered in nettles and sticky weed and different stuff that she would have used for drinks as well, for hot drinks, wouldn't she?
Definitely.
Because she would have used what's around. She would have foraged.
I am hearing a lady's voice, and I'm not going to repeat what she's saying other than "you're nosy," bleep, you fill in the blanks, with us standing here, but she appreciates our vibration because she says that you're all good souls here. And that's, if you weren't, you wouldn't be allowed in this vicinity, because I'd make you feel very uncomfortable. I'd give you a stitch in the stomach, and I'd give you, shall we say, dietary issues where you feel the need to move away from this area. Let's see if she's got a... Can we link into that vibration of that individual called Keith that we kept getting on the instruments there? Okay, are you there? Oh right, okay. Bit of a character from Cresswell, local man. I can smell tobacco very strongly. Someone's smoking off camera, that'll be why. Scrub that. But no, this local man Keith, I feel as though he had a connection to the mines there as well. I do feel as though he faced a lot of trauma in his life, a lot of alcohol, a lot of drink with him. Used to play here as a child. I'm going back to 1957 with this gentleman, and I feel as though he was having a nosy, following us around, simply because this brought him back to his childhood. He had wonderful memories here, and he feels a little bit sorry for himself because of all of the things that he did as a, shall we say, as an adolescent male, connected with drink and tomfoolery, and this is why he's still hanging around. Have you moved on, Keith? She said, no, I bloody haven't. I'm here with you, silly apeth. There's a word I've never heard for years. Okay, Keith, do we need to help you in any way? Can we help you move on? He says, you can. I can't fight bloody doorway. If you can help me fight doorway, I'll manage my sen. And those are his exact words and the phrasings that he's using there. Okay, so Keith, what I'd like you to do is right in front of me where I'm standing, can you see that spot of light on the floor? It's a circle of white light right in front of me here. Oh, that's a bit dazzling, he's just said. Right, we'll go into that dazzling light. Walk into it, and that's your door. You can take yourself over. Would you like to do that? Just said, move out at bloody road then. I'm not crossing swords with thee, lad. Okay. Right, go on then, Keith. It's gone really quiet. Don't know if you want to put your hand there.
It's gone peaceful.
Yeah. That's why he was following us around. He was aware of our light vibration. He was drawn back to this area of natural beauty because it took him back to his childhood. Heightened his vibrations, but like he was saying there, he couldn't find that way back. He thought that these caves potentially would take him back, but with no joy. But right there, you can feel like a different, it feels cold, like a fridge freezer, just in that area there.
It's almost like that.
Yeah,
I feel it's like
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And I'm gonna, oh right, we've both got to do it. Right, so what I want you to do is stand in that spot there, Phil,
Yeah.
and just allow that energy to blend with you. You may feel slightly dizzy as it does.
Try and ground at the same.
Yeah. But this is in recognition for your work here today and bringing your light. You're getting some of that healing back for yourself. And if you can just describe what sensations you're feeling.
Straight away, it's pulling me down, but I know that that's taken away.
Yeah.
But then it went to pulling me up, and connection there, so a stronger connection to source as well. And now that's coming down. That energy's coming down, connecting here.
In the
You've got
heart.
source and Mother Earth.
So the rebalancing.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, for the benefit of the listeners, Phil is actually swaying backwards and forwards. He had his eyes closed there upon doing that, and he looked very peaceful actually as he went
quite
through
a nice
that.
spot, to be honest. Quite powerful. That literally, like it was going that fast. It felt like I was being pulled down.
That's wonderful. Must have needed that.
Yeah.
Would you mind if I stand in that very same spot? Whoa. Yeah, straight away, chills from head to toe, right down my back. I feel like I want to stand up more straighter. In fact, my back is straightening out. Taking a big deep breath. My lungs feel like they've expanded in capacity. My eyesight seems to be a lot clearer. I was a little bit aware of being tunnel visioned, you know, like I had the blinkers on earlier, but now I can see all of my peripheral vision very clearly. And as you've just heard my voice, I feel like someone was trying to step in. So I'm going to remove myself from this this energy, but it's very strong. Like you say, you feel that heart energy warming up there, don't you? So I'm just going to step out of that. So that's fantastic energy.
Well, this has been probably the longest episode. It's taken us this is the longest episode it's taken us to record.
It's been interesting, hasn't it? You know, it's been a lovely location.
Beautiful place, isn't it?
I mean, just look at that view. Just look at that behind us.
It's stunning. We've even got the ducks on cue flying behind us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Action, ducks.
Ducks. Thank you.
Bees, robins.
Yeah. And the energies have been amazing, haven't they? I'm stood with this microphone. Look at me, stood with this, and I've got my.
You
You
don't
like
need
that,
it.
don't you? You like that microphone tonight, yeah. It's just natural, isn't it? If there's
It
a
is,
microphone
yeah,
there,
yeah.
just to speak into it, yeah.
So the energies tonight have been fantastic, haven't they? Really.
They have indeed.
With Mother Grundy and the Witch's Cave and the next door
Keith.
cave as well, and Keith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit of help there, and it was nice to combine the technology side of things as well, and to have that clarification. Also, the dowsing rods as well, to see those in action.
Well, we're talking about.
fascinating.
Shall we bring Jay and Chad in?
I think we should. Yes.
Come on in.
Come on,
You've got to
Don't
come
be
and say.
shy.
You've got to come and say goodbye.
you have. Goodbye.
I've got a microphone. Where are they going, Carl?
Did you say
That
sing
side,
goodbye?
the side
Yes.
of Phil.
Yeah. Come on, Carl. Stop trying to hide. So, what have you enjoyed?
Loved it.
Carol, who's first?
What have I enjoyed? I enjoyed connecting. I felt a real connection. I would like to tell you, I arrived with a migraine,
Right.
and just then when we stood outside Mother Grundy's cave, I did feel someone come behind me and take it away. Literally. It was
Fantastic.
almost like they were lifting it,
Yeah.
and it's gone completely.
So, like Julie and Jay were picking up the healing in
Yeah.
that cave.
Yeah.
We all felt
Real
that. We all
healing.
felt really, didn't we? That people would have gone to that cave for healing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And obviously now still do.
Yeah, I think they banished her, and then they thought, oh, well, actually,
This
we
is
made a bit of a
working.
mistake here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So even in death, and
And beyond.
as being an energy there,
Yeah.
she's still healing.
Yeah, I believe that energy lingers, doesn't it?
Yeah. Any special part? Any bit that you
Did you enjoy?
thoroughly
I've
enjoyed?
Enjoyed all of it because it's always fascinated me. This place, just there's so much, so much of a footprint from time, isn't there? It's
This
just-
place
Yeah.
draws you in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I've always found that. I mean, I've been coming here since I was at primary school,
Definitely.
but it's just one of those places where you just always just keep coming back.
Yeah. We only discovered it fairly recently, like
Yeah.
in the last 5-6 years, but we've just been
Wow.
coming regularly
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
since.
my dog loves it.
Mm.
Loves coming.
But it loves the ducks as well, and be like,
It
"Where's
loves
it going?"
Yeah, yeah.
rolling in the water and,
And
just
of
having a
course
little
we
swim.
are. At the minute, we are where we are now. We stood on the dam.
Oh yeah.
So this is the dam that was built to turn it into the lake.
Okay.
Right.
That there was where he kept his boat.
Oh, wow.
course.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like a boathouse, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, I don't know if we talked about it earlier about this lake then being created to stop the train line being brought through here, and that's why
We
that's
talked
why
about
I
that
did
earlier,
that.
didn't we, I
yeah.
think,
So,
yeah.
but anyway, it's been. Thank you. I've thoroughly enjoyed it tonight, and it's been nice to finally finish that whole episode that we started in Derbyshire
Yes.
last year.
Last
that
year
time
in
ago.
Eyam.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And it hasn't rained, and you've had to save no frogs.
That's true, yeah.
We haven't gone home yet, though, have we?
No, we've still got the
We're
walk
still,
back,
you know,
haven't we?
Yeah, so yeah. Thank you.
So thank you everybody
Until
for
next
watching
time.
and listening.
It's been a
We hope
pleasure.
you enjoyed the episode.
It's goodbye from the Full Circle podcast.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening and continuing to support the Full Circle podcast. Don't forget to find us on our official Facebook